Hey Sagittarius, this is Michael with your November 2022 reading. I do hope that this finds you well. Happy birthday to those of you who have a birthday coming up later this month or in December. I do hope that this finds you well. I already have some cards here on the table, and I'm going to be honest, the energy feels a little bit heavier. So if that doesn't resonate, that's totally fine. There may be something in another video for you, maybe for your moon or rising sign that will resonate more if this just isn't hitting any points for you. But I feel like the collective I'm reaching right now really kind of needs this reading. I do also have a sale on my website as well. If you're looking for a distance Reiki session or personal reading with me, you can get 20% off through November 8th while we are in this eclipse season. There's just a lot that's happening right now, so do be gentle with yourself. Do take care of yourselves. This energy can be a little tumultuous or turbulent at times. So just have faith and be gentle on yourself right now. Anyway, Sagittarius, the first card that came out for you was the Emperor in reverse. And actually, this made me feel like this was someone else's energy. The Emperor energy can signify Aries energy, but I really saw this more so as just someone who's being very controlling. And I actually do feel like this is more about a romantic relationship, although this could be someone who has some sort of authority over you. This could be a boss, this could be a supervisor, or some sort of masculine leader kind of energy. It could even be a family member. But what I'm really seeing with this energy, I feel like someone has manipulated you. Someone has been gaslighting you, and you might not even know what's happening right now with the Seven of Cups in reverse. You might not know that there have been mind games. You might not know that someone's behavior has been very toxic. You might not have identified that just yet. But I feel like there's something that is coming ahead in November with this person. And I do want to say that this is a masculine energy. Obviously, the Emperor kind of has a masculine sort of connotation to it, but I really do feel like this is a masculine energy. Maybe for some of you, this is someone who is female or feminine. However it is that they express, it just feels like shadow masculine energy that is all about control and ownership and, kind of hoarding resources for oneself. I get like that aggressive kind of energy too. And I really feel like someone has been manipulating you. And to be honest, this might not even be that recent. This could even be very far back from the past, maybe even from childhood or from your youth or like from many years ago. And you're just kind of looking back and you're like, oh shit, that was an abusive relationship. That wasn't okay the way that that person treated me. And I'm not sure how this is really coming to manifest, but we have the Three of Swords in the present here, which can signify some heartache, some really intense emotions. So regardless of how all of this is coming into focus this month, and I am noticing that a lot of these cards are not focusing very well on the camera right now. There might be things that are kind of blurry still with the Seven of Cups in reverse. But it actually does feel like there's almost this dream that is being dashed or this reality that's being dashed. And it's kind of like when you just have this epiphany of something and it totally changes the way that you think of yourself. It changes the story that you tell about yourself. I'm getting something like that this month. And maybe this is because we had a new moon eclipse in Scorpio on October 25th. This rules over your subconscious, your dream world. There could have literally been a dream that was dashed or some sort of awareness that you had gained during this time. And I'm not going to lie, it does feel a little painful. It does feel a little jarring. And what I get is the challenge from this with the Fool and the Star both in reverse. You're beating yourself up. You're telling yourself, like, I was such a fool. I was such an idiot. I can't believe I let this person manipulate me. I can't believe I let this situation manipulate me. For some of you, this could potentially be a workplace situation, but honestly, I'm feeling this more as like, it feels closer to home, whatever that means. It feels like there is sort of this energy where it's like you no longer trust yourself. Like this person manipulated you so badly, or someone manipulated you so badly that you don't trust your own judgment, you don't trust your own intuition. Um, and you're having a hard time just having faith right now. Like there's this crisis of faith that I am seeing here. And interestingly, the message I am getting for this group with the Eight of Coins, this group has something that they are supposed to be working towards. You have a destiny, you have a purpose, and you put a relationship before this purpose. This is just what I'm getting for this group. Again, this might not be for everyone. These are general readings. It's totally fine. This just might not be your reading if it doesn't resonate. But I feel like for this group, you have chosen other people or relationships over your destiny, over what is right for you. And now you are being encouraged to work towards those things, take practical steps. Some of you might even be using work a little bit as a distraction, if I'm being totally honest. You might be really focused on changing your routines or, keeping yourself busy, especially around this full moon eclipse that we have on November 8th. This is in the sign of Taurus. And for you, this pertains to routines, it pertains to health as well. Some of you may be even going through a bit of a glow up and really working on yourself in that way. Others of you, though, are really just going to be focused on, work and keeping yourself busy and building something that will actually sustain you in the future. Because I feel like someone was promising you some sort of future or like was granting you some sort of false security that is no longer available to you. But honestly, it was keeping you imprisoned. There was some sort of manipulation, and financial abuse is a real thing. Some of you may have been in a situation like that. And again, maybe this is a boss, maybe this isn't a relationship. I almost wonder if there is kind of a dual relationship between you and this other person, though. This is a romantic relationship or a family relationship, but then there's also like a financial component involved. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below how that's playing out or how that's resonating. I'd be really curious to hear. But I feel like you are working towards something. You are building something. And that almost seems to be the way that you can kind of get yourself out of this hard or painful energy. We are coming into your season as well. That's going to be on November 22nd. We have the sun entering into your sign. Right before we have the new moon in your sign. There's a lot of new beginnings. There really, really is. And with the Hierophant, a lot of wisdom. Some of you might be stepping into... I was going to say some of you might be stepping into a teacher role. That might be true, but I actually feel like a lot of you are consulting a spiritual advisor or some sort of therapist or someone who can kind of coach you or help you right now. I feel like there's something about traditions as well. Breaking cycles. Kind of analyzing conditioning you received from childhood, especially when Jupiter goes direct, which is your ruling planet, in the sign of Pisces. This rules over home and family for you. So you might be gaining wisdom about those areas of your life. You might even be reconnecting with your ancestors as well. And that could be this Hierophant energy too. You might be practicing magic or doing some sort of ancestor work that is connected to your heritage. Or that is something that could be very helpful for you. And I'm getting something very specific, like it kind of feels like a grandfather. I'm picking up on some of your grandfathers who are also coming in and trying to assist you in your life right now and almost give this assurance that they're helping aligned men specifically come into your life. And it's interesting, I don't normally focus so much on gender, but that's just kind of what's coming through in this reading. I think there's a lot about gender roles in general that might be coming up right now for you. Anything else? The Eight of Wands. Yeah, there's going to be some really rapid shifts, and like there's actually something really beautiful. Like don't let the past and the betrayal make you feel like nothing good is going to happen for you. In fact, there is something that is happening very quickly. And like, if you are working towards something, you might be more successful than you realize, and it might happen faster than you realize, especially with Jupiter going direct at the end of this month on the 23rd. Like, that's going to really help you move forward in a lot of ways. Some of you may even be traveling or moving. I could see you moving to a totally new place, and maybe finding work with this move. Maybe that's the reason you are moving. Maybe you're moving to go to a new job. And again, these are general messages. Not every single message in this reading will apply to all of you. But if that's something that's been kind of on your radar, I feel pretty positively about a move and a new job. Really building a new life for yourself. And that actually happens a lot quicker than you think. There is also something about spiritual exploration here that feels really, really important as well. Maybe some of you are even going on a trip or moving to be closer to your ancestors or to your heritage or your roots. That's another way I could potentially see this as well. Again, I'm not surprised to see all of this stuff come up with betrayal. We do have Mars that is retrograde in your opposite sign in Gemini, and that can be people who are kind of fighting with words or with ideas. And specifically for you, Gemini is your opposite sign, and that can represent partners, that can represent people who you are very close to or are sharing a life with. So again, I hate to say, I do feel like there is a betrayal that is kind of cutting close to your heart or close to home. But there is a lot of beauty. There really is a lot that is coming your way, and 8 is a very powerful energy here as well. I do want to pull an animal card for you too, Sagittarius, something to kind of help you figure out what energy you should be embodying this month. And sometimes these animal energies show up in our life as symbols or synchronicities to let us know that we are on the right path. So what is the animal energy for Sagittarius for the month of November 2022? We have the owl and we have the deer card. So I love to see the owl because it's like you might feel like you're in a really dark place at certain points in this month. And the owl really is an animal that has these highly evolved senses, the vision, the hearing, to perceive what is in the darkness, what is in this place that others cannot. And there's a lot of intuition, there's a lot of magic. I told you there really is this spiritual thing that is building for you this month. And some of you are really like doubting yourself, you're doubting the universe, you're doubting God. I really want you to strengthen your faith. And it's not necessarily about your outcomes. Just because things don't go the way that we wanted them to or the way we thought they were, doesn't mean that we have been abandoned or forsaken. And that might sound a bit like scolding as I'm saying that, and I hope it doesn't come across that way. But it's like, I really want you to just be open to the idea that maybe there is something here that is better for you, and you are growing a lot faster than you realized. There's a lot of growth that is happening just in this eclipse window that we are starting off the month in, and we will feel for the next 6 months. Whatever happens in the eclipses really can impact the long-term picture of our life, or the bigger picture of our life. So we do have a lot of abundance. We do have a lot of blessings and new beginnings with the deer energy as well. And when I look at the deer energy, it's this beautiful, serene, graceful energy, very earthy. It is an earth element here. And there is this new beginning that you are finding. But the thing with deer is that it's like almost hypervigilant. And the way that a deer's nervous system is set up, they are so perceptive of the world around them that they can actually freeze or just be overwhelmed, like sensory overload. And it can be kind of like that deer in headlights sort of energy. So if you're feeling yourself overwhelmed or feeling yourself freezing, just be sure that you're grounding yourself throughout this month as well. Really spend some time in nature or connecting to nature, maybe connecting with animals or plants. I'm getting that as important for this group. Interestingly, with the eclipse in Taurus, there could be something with animals, specifically pets, connecting. And when I look at deer and owl, it's almost like someone was just a master manipulator in the past. And that could be recent, that could be very distant. And I almost feel like you are so hypervigilant, you're so aware, you might even be spooking yourself and seeing things that might not even necessarily be there or as big of a threat as you are anticipating. I do feel like with the Hierophant card, it really might help to talk to a therapist or talk to someone who can kind of help you process whatever betrayal has occurred in your life, because I do feel like there was a very deep betrayal for this group. But there are new blessings coming in. Owl really is a sign of abundance. Deer feels like a beautiful new beginning here as well. So there is something to look forward to here. Don't get so blinded by this darkness that you lose the light. Really remember your light. And yeah, the Nine of Swords, I just pulled that. Again, you might be very anxious about things. Don't let your anxiety get the better of you. Really talk to someone. Talk to someone who can understand what you are going through or who can help you process. And the Dolphin. There's a lot of healing. There's a lot of emotional healing. And there are people who will love you. There may even be someone coming in. I don't think like right now in the month of November, but it could be soon. Don't let yourself be completely closed off to love because someone hurt you. Or because someone you loved betrayed you. I think I want to pull a color healing card for this group as well, because it does feel like you are kind of in a heavier energy, so I do want to give you something to work with here. Let's see, what is the healing color for Sagittarius? And as always, when I use this deck, these messages are very specific, but you're welcome to use these colors in whatever way you feel drawn to or inspired to. It's just a suggestion that I will be reading for you. And these colors might just be showing up as like a power color for you or some way to heal yourself. What is the healing color for Sagittarius? What is the color for Sagittarius? What is the color for Sagittarius? Show us clearly. I don't think it's that one. I did have bronze, which is strengthen your body. And you know, there could be focus on health for some of you this month. So some of you may be really focused on your health, but I don't feel like that was the card. We have apricot, rejoice and laugh. So I'm going to read this card. And again, you can use your own discernment and intuition to figure out how to incorporate this color in your life if you feel called to do so at all. So apricot lightens any heavy or burdensome energy you may be carrying to bring enormous vitality, joy, and zest into your life. Apricot also releases irrational fears and anxieties. It is a color of creativity, fun, and intuition. Meditate on the color apricot to bring more joy and lightness into your life. Today is a day for rejoicing. Remind yourself of all the golden moments you have experienced in your life. Find 5 joyful moments in this day. Wear something that is apricot or meditate on this color. Invite joy into your heart. Say, Divine Spirit, please awaken the joy, laughter, and spontaneity of my heart and soul. And I am just so tickled. Yeah, like, allow yourself to get into a playful energy. Really try and find ways to laugh and rejoice. I know that sounds kind of like maybe totally opposite to the energy you're in, but sometimes we really do have to look for those things. And it's kind of like once we start training our mind to look for things that we are grateful for or that make us feel happy or joyful, our mind will start looking for other things as well. So you may be retraining your brain, and this apricot color could really help retrain yourself in that way specifically. Anyway, Sagittarius, those are all the messages I have for you this month. I do hope that this was helpful. I hope it wasn't too heavy. Please let me know in the comment section down below how this helped you. If this apricot God, I can't talk. If this apricot card is helpful to you in some way, I'd be curious to hear how you incorporate the color healing cards. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Sagittarius. I'm wishing you a blessed November.